this might take a while. Take apart the engine. And my name is Racer. I'm going to be the camera guy. Bye.
Who's that?
This is Rambo.
Rambo's the parts guy.
This is Andy Copeland.
All right, so what are we going to talk about here?
So we're going to be talking about taking apart this engine.
Taking apart a Turbo Mecha Turbo engine. All right. So anybody out there that knows or can help us along, because we're kind of at a sticking point, and we're working with some guys over in Scotland to figure out how to get these engines all the way apart. We don't have all the tooling, so we have to make our tools as we go. So this is just a little bit informative to share some information about where we're at on engines and so where they're at on engines. So we're going to share a little bit more than we did the other day in the rotor section of the engines. So here we go, without further ado. So what we do have here is we have a train engine that came from Canada, and it came in parts, so we only can see what they've taken apart at this point. But what it is the gear casing has been separated from the turbine casing, or the compressor casing, and our compressor casing is actually missing on this engine. So we don't have a compressor casing. But what we do know is the only nut they seem to have removed is this nut right here. This nut is for the axial compressors, and up here we can tell by looking inside, we know that nut was not removed to remove this section because it's not been damaged like they did the other one. So, Rambo, let me see the jet holder.
Okay, jet holder.
Yeah, the blue one. All right, so here's the jet holder for this engine. And it went here. It also had some other parts that we've already disassembled out of it, but it is missing some other sections that we can show you on this engine, which is a helicopter engine, but it is missing this nut and this section for the jet tube, or the jet holder. But that's what section is missing out of it. Now, we have tried to pull this engine apart like they had there, but our engine is stuck. It will not remove itself from this section. There's a stator assembly right here that I feel like is what's holding us back, because the blades and everything are free flowing on this side, but they're not spinning the compressor. So what that tells me, where's the spline adapter, Rambo?
Spline adapter?
The black one. So the spline adapter, we know, adapts this spline to this spline in here. So they link up these two pieces. Now, we do know there are two nuts right there that have to come apart in order to get the rest of this section apart. There's a nut that's about 1.5 inches wide and a nut that's about 2.5 inches wide. So, but we have removed all the nuts from the outer casing, and it will not separate. It is all together, probably being held together by those nuts. And this spline adapter is what allows the engine to actually separate itself apart. But one thing we do know we are missing is fuel tube, because there should be a fuel tube that carries the fuel from the center of this engine down the center of the path of this, inside this, to the fuel wheel that spreads the fuel out among the other, or inside the combustion can. So, one thing we'll note too is the jet holder from a helicopter is slightly different than a jet holder from the R series engine. You can see the difference. You can see the difference right there. There's the two jet holders differences. This is from the train engine. This is from the helicopter engine. So, any of you YouTube people out there that think, how could we separate this case right here? Because we've already separated up to about 1.5 inches there. Why will this case not separate itself? Now, one thing to note also is this engine lost oil pressure, and the bearing races are extremely grooved. So it could be a stuck bearing also that's not allowing the engine to separate. And if that's the case, we'll have to do some type of intervention to get it to remove itself. So, Rambo, would you like to say anything to the people on YouTube?
I don't know what this is. Like and subscribe.
Thank you.
So that's where we're at on these engines, guys. I hope this gives you some insight when you guys are going apart with your engines. I know we're going to link up pretty soon in Houston and hopefully in Scotland, and we'll see what happens at that point. So if we can get these apart, but we are going to have to make some more nut removal tools. Oh, this, Rambo, you're right. This casing goes on top of this as well. It does fit on top of that section there, which would just easily remove from this. That's it.
So bye, and like and subscribe, and maybe you should go outside for a second.
Okay, let's go outside.
Hey, look at the ground and stuff. Oh, bye.
It's a big jump.
Bye. Peace. Peace.
And are you going to do what?
No, I don't know how to turn off. But I want to do a little, I want to do it a little longer for me. I want to do my own YouTube video.